Every nation in the world has its top and most influential YouTubers. But have you ever paused to wonder what's the most popular and exciting YouTube channel out of Australia? If you're a fan of DIY culture and a huge car enthusiast at the same time, then you'll be absolutely blown away by this channel in today's video. Mighty Car Mods has become Australia's most popular and fascinating YouTube channel since filming their first episode, How to Pimp Your Car for $500, in January of 2008. The duo have built what is now Australia's first independent automotive series channel and have over 3.6 million subscribers, as well as a staggering viewership of nearly 1 billion views on YouTube alone. In this video, we'll be detailing Mighty Car Mod's most exciting moments from their YouTube career and bringing you everything you need to know about this channel and its founders. Mighty Car Mods is hosted by Blair Jocelyn, Moog, and Martin Mulholland, known as Marty. Moog and Marty have been friends long before they started their channel, based on their shared interest in cars and modifying them. The two have uploaded over 600 videos to their channel, and it's pretty easy to get overwhelmed trying to choose which of their videos to watch. Here are some of the most exciting moments. The making of a four-wheel drive project car from a Suzuki Jimny. This required a massive shopping spree and a whole lot of modifications. It was Moog and Marty's first ever four-wheel drive build. They never built a 4x4 before, so they thought to themselves, just how hard can it be? The first video in the series was uploaded December 2020 and has since garnered nearly 1 million views. The video started off with Moog and Marty stepping out of a white-painted 2012 Jimny Suzuki Sierra. The Jimny is a K-class car from Japan, giving the tiny little car the huge cult following that it enjoys. To begin, Moog read out a pretty long list of things that they needed to do to modify the 4x4 wheel drive and almost immediately realized that they were just the opposite of things needed to be done in modifying any other typical and regular car. The pair headed over to an auto parts dealership to get all the parts they needed for the modification. At the dealership, the first item they picked up was an electric winch. Then they went on to pick up lots of other items like a UHF radio, a snatch block, a bow shackle, an equalizer strap, and a bunch load of other items. Moog faces the camera and admits he clearly has no idea what he's buying, and he's basically picking up any item that says four-wheel drive on it. Just how funny does that sound? Their shopping cart ended up being completely full by the time they made it to checkout, and they ended up with the longest receipt from a single haul of mod shopping. Now, back at their workstation, they invited their friend Isaac, who happens to know a lot about old Volkswagens, which actually happen to be very similar to four-wheel drives. After Isaac surveys all of the mods the duo had bought, the team of three immediately get to work. Their first modification on the Jimny was removing the factory bumper, which they replaced with an aftermarket one, and which was expected to transform both the Jimny's look and functionality. Next, they installed the snorkel, which is very useful for deep river crossings, but only did this after they replaced the filter and airbox. The Jimny came with a SM413 engine, which they replaced with an SM173 engine. They then replaced the old battery as it was completely shagged in. They had a really tough time removing all the wrappings and packaging around some of the items they hauled from the auto shop, with some of the items having as much as 7 layers of packaging. It was pretty insane, and it took longer unwrapping some items than it took installing them. Storage is an absolute must for four-wheel driving and camping. So for this project, the team settled for a simple racking system and installed a basket on top of where they could strap all the bits and pieces they need. The design of many aftermarket front bars often exposes parts of four-wheel drives that used to be hidden, so the team chose to paint these parts black. The video ended here, and there are 5 videos in the four-wheel drive series, but this first video was the most interesting of the series as it detailed all the fun time that Moog and Marty had at the auto shop picking out modifications before work began on the four-wheel drive. Another exciting moment happened when they were trying to guess Marty's new car blindfolded. This was a special episode, and it was Marty's payback to Moog, who eventually engaged him in a similar challenge after he bought his slick Volkswagen Up. Identifying a car just by what it feels like and smells like while completely blindfolded is a very difficult task. And in the episode video, Marty was looking to see if Moog would be able to correctly guess the make of his new car under a blindfold. Marty has Moog blindfolded so the challenge could begin. Watching the video, you can actually feel the tension building up as Moog is being led towards the car. Moog started from the driver's side of the car, examining the windows and checking to see if the car was a two-door or a four-door. He confirmed it was a two-door car and immediately opened the driver's door and helped himself inside the car. Once seated, he examined the steering and trafficators and instantly declared it's a Japanese car, a guess that Marty clearly found bold but was correct. He then moved to the rear of the car, slightly hitting the car's body and declaring it's an old car, another correct guess. He further observed from the rear of the car that it's a pretty fat car with an impressive width before going on to examine the rim of the back tire by the driver's side before making another guess that the car has been lowered already. He then got back into the car to have a feel of its gear and dashboard compartments so that he get a better idea of the kind of car that it is. He noticed the car had a big gear, an old-school vent, and all-screen stereo before switching on the ignition. He pushed down on the gas a couple of times before guessing that it was a three-cylinder car based off the vibration he felt while pushing down on the gas. He then turned off the car and stepped around to the bonnet area and noticed that the bonnet was particularly short. Marty then brought him to the plate number so he could feel and attempt to guess the letters on the plate number as a clue. After much effort, Moog was able to correctly tell the three letters and was able to correctly guess that it was a Japanese two-door key car from the early 2000s. After 3 attempts, he was likewise able to guess it was a Daihatsu brand, and with more clues from Marty, he was able to correctly pin down the car to being a Daihatsu Charade. While Marty was able to guess the make of Moog's car with relatively ease, Moog needed quite a number of clues to correctly guess Marty's, so it was a tie. And another challenge was soon proposed by Moog, which was to be a race between his Volkswagen Up 3-cylinder 1-liter and Marty's Daihatsu 3-cylinder 1-liter. Marty and Moog's enthusiasm for all things automotive is clearly evident in each and every one of their projects, and now they have successfully brought together an international community of car enthusiasts, and they continually inspire others to better their ride. Mighty Car Mods makes great content as a team. So do these two brothers from Goon Squad.